So this is our PVC chicken coop, which I'm going to go ahead and move. You've probably seen other videos about it, but let me just kind of go over it a little bit. PVC pieces, pretty standard. I went ahead and used bolts to hold it together. I didn't use glue. That makes it easier to disassemble. Cable ties to hold the chicken wire on with. Then I've got 2x4s here because I have caster wheels on it so I can roll it around. There are 8 caster wheels on it. And but the caster wheels elevate it. Animals, predatory animals can get underneath and kill the chickens. So I put 2x4s here with stakes to cover up that. Let's see what else. We also have a PVC roost for them. Similar construction with bolts to hold it together. We're in rainy season here right now, so their feeder is covered by a little tin roof, and it's also elevated because we irrigate and it floods, and so the water, that's to prevent the water from getting to the chicken feed from underneath. We have a bucket with what are called chicken nipples in the bottom of it for them to drink their water, and they just come up there and drink their water from underneath. I've got a 2x shepherd's hook holding that bucket up with the bungee cord. Bungee cord to keep the door closed. Crew tops, and as you can see, I've retrofitted this PVC coop, chicken coop over the years some. I put additional PVC supports in. Kind of did an ad hoc way of attaching them in using wire that is used for the base of chain link fences. Pretty thick, bendable wire, works real well. I've also reinforced it with actual wood with bolts holding it in. I find that this works okay. If I ever rebuild it, I've learned a lot of things, and hopefully you can learn things by just seeing how I've done it. And I'm sure that you can come up with a much better way of putting this together, but I thought I'd go ahead and share what we've got going on here. The nice thing about this is that after the chickens have been here for about a week, I can just move them to another part of the yard. They fertilize and kind of mow the lawn, and also they have a clean place to stay. That way they don't get mites. And we've got 6 hens here. 4 of them were born around April the 15th. The other the two barred rocks here were born May 15th. I expect the 2 cinnamon queens to start laying probably sometime late September, and the Buff Orpington and the Black Rock probably October-ish, and the barred rock's probably early November. So we should start getting eggs, and when we do that, I'll certainly do another video. So anyway, without too much other conversation, I'm going to go ahead and film the move of this movable chicken coop. Thank you for watching this video. Whenever I move things around here and I uncover grass that has been covered up, the chickens get very interested in it. They're looking for bugs and worms, and also they like the fresh grass even though it's rather yellow. I'm stacking everything by the door because I found that the chickens see this as an opportunity to leave their confines and then run around the yard. I'm going to make sure I don't do that now because I don't want a video of me chasing chickens around the yard. Okay, I'm going to take down this shepherd's hook that holds the water up. I use just bungee cords to kind of fasten it in place, and then bungee cords to hold the bucket of water. And then this shepherd's hook comes right up. And then there's the 2x4 to hold up the center. And then I do have a few of these stakes. There's one of them. On the inside, just to kind of hold the PVC against the 2x4s. And then I have the same kinds of stakes on the outside holding the 2x4s in. I haven't released a video on it yet, but I do have a video of me actually drilling the holes for these casters. What I essentially did is I just used, I believe it was 1.25 inch big drill bit to go ahead and actually drill right into the PVC, enough for, I think it was a 1-inch PVC piece to be inserted in, and then I went ahead and bought a caster, hammered the caster support in place, and then I was able to get the whole assembly in the hole I created, and then I just popped the caster in. So let me go ahead and move these boards on the outside. Once again, they're held down by these stakes here, and the 2x4s on the front and back are a little bit longer than the 2x4s on the side. So that's just an artifact of the construction of this. So I need to keep these boards straight. So I'm going to go ahead and put the front board here. Now I'll do the back board. Here's the back 2x4. I'll go ahead and put it up. I'll put the back 2x4 here. Now the side 2x4s. I know these chickens aren't real smart, but they certainly seem to look forward to moving day. It gives them new grass that they can go ahead and munch on, new bugs to find and hunt down and eat. Depending on the terrain, sometimes there might be a hole even with the 2x4s around the chicken coop, and so sometimes I have to use a block like this to cover up a hole. That's what this is. So that one is on the side, and this one is on the side as well, the last two. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the items out of the chicken coop, and I'll be back in just a minute for the actual move. Or I'll tell you what, why don't I just go ahead and show you how I move things out. Like I said, we have to be real careful with the chickens to make sure that they don't try to make the great escape. I think that's one reason they get so excited about the move, is they see this as their once-a-week opportunity to taste freedom. Okay, I've got all the items out of the chicken coop, and the chickens are still secured within their PVC with wheel enclosure, which is really good. And now we are going to go ahead and move the chicken coop. I believe we will do a simple move to the right here, so we can see the chicken coop actually rolling on the coaster. Pastures, I mean. So here they are in their new little spot. Okay, the chicken coop is now in its new spot. And I am going to go ahead and continue with putting everything back in the stowed position. These casters, sometimes the wheels stick out, and so I have to go ahead and kind of move them so they're not in the way of the 2x4s. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put the exterior 2x4s, well, they're the only kind of 2x4s we have, in place. So here's the one that went in front. And then here's the one that went in back. Actually, this is one that goes on the side. I can tell because it's too short to the back. And then here's one that goes in back. And here's one that goes, the last one that goes on the side. Whoops, a little chicken dispute. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put the stakes on the 2x4s. Usually I just do 2 on each 2x4. The ground is nice and muddy, so it's real easy to stick these in by hand without having to use a hammer. Except for that one, I'll have to handle that one. I need 2 more stakes. Side over here. As you can see, the chickens are pretty happy to be in a new clean spot. Okay, now I've got those stakes in, and I still have 3 stakes here. There's probably another stake laying around somewhere, but I'm going to use these stakes to hold the PVC base pipes against the 2x4s better. Especially this one here, where when I was drilling the hole for the caster, it actually cracked all the way. I had to kind of fasten it together with wire. It's a learning experience. It seems to hold together fine with this heavy-duty base chain link wire. I believe it's made out of aluminum. Now I am going to go ahead and put the 2x4 end that holds the structure up in the middle to keep it from sagging. That's in place. Then the shepherd's crook to hold the water up for the chickens. One thing that's nice about this 2x4 in front is if the contour of the ground is right, it can actually hold the door temporarily stop, enough to prevent the chickens from getting out while I'm getting things accommodated. I always secure the bungee cord when I leave the chicken coop. Here are a few more stakes I'll put on the inside. Looks like we have a gap right here, so I'll put one there. Things look pretty good. I don't see any gaps to speak of. There, all the stakes are in. And then, like I said, there's this one stake that needs a little bit of hammering. Actually, here's one more stake. Actually, another stake in, hold it on tighter. We got this one. Things look pretty secure. I'll go ahead and put this one here. Okay, now the roost. We'll put the roost in. Chickens out of the way. Okay. And now their water container needs water, but I will go ahead and hang it up just to show you how it hangs. Like that. And then the rest is just a matter of getting their feed in, and I'm not going to elevate the feed this time because we just irrigated and we don't irrigate for 2 weeks. And by then we will have moved the chicken coop at least once. However, we are getting quite a few afternoon rains, so I am going to go ahead and put this little makeshift roof on so that their food stays dry, because when their food gets wet it gets very problematic. It cakes up and it's not very efficient. So there's the two kind of roof supports. Here's the roof itself. And there's their roof for their food. They do tend to roost on top, and so I put a support in the middle, a weight in the middle, just to keep things from falling apart when they're up there. So they are good to go. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to subscribe to Channel 309, feel free to.